right, we are live. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into the Barbox. The new name I'm giving it since we are on Rumble. Um, so I figured I'd reveal it now. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, SithLordFelix, with the always amazing Sensei Brian from FX Billiards. How are you, boss?
I'm doing good.
And the also super amazing Roopster. How are you, boss?
Doing good, just a little tired.
Little tired. Yeah, I hear you're in Vegas. Like hookers,
Yeah.
drugs, gambling, all that stuff.
Well, you got to do everything, or else
You got to, yeah.
what's the trip for?
What's the
Yeah.
fucking point? Yeah. what
Hold
is
on,
what is
I'll
this?
pay you later. Just hold on.
yeah, yeah, right. yeah, yeah.
Mike,
S-
I said I'll pay you later.
yeah. Come on, tell him not to interrupt the stream. What's his problem? Never. Tell him I'm good for it. No, So, shit. All right. So I guess I'll start with the basics. I lost my APA match this week.
What?
All right.
Oh
I'll
man.
come with the excuses. I'll come with the excuses. I think I got a good one. Okay.
I'll
So
tell you what.
all right, let's go.
Chuck's not here. Let's
Chuck's
blame
not
it on
here.
him.
Let's blame it on Chuck. Yeah, that's why he wouldn't show his face today. Which actually, you know what? Even before we get started, we gotta say happy birthday, Chuck. We love you. We hope you have a great day today and that you stay safe and enjoy it with your family or whatnot. Um, definitely your presence will be missed today, but we will have you again. Whenever you want. So, if you haven't, go on Chuck's page, a Backyard Billiards, wish him a happy birthday and all that good stuff. And yeah, So yeah, all right. So back to this APA game.
Yeah.
I lost. I played the opponent that I played was an APA 3, and it was his first game on the
Yeah.
APA.
Okay, so he's not a 3.
Yes,
He's not
exactly.
a 3. Yeah. Yeah. Like in my opinion, I would put him more in the 5 category, maybe a 4, but I would actually, just from what I saw, I would say he's more 5.
What was his name, like Earl Strickland or any notable
yeah, right.
name?
Yeah, Efra Reyes,
They
APA rank
snuck him
3.
in, huh? He started his APA career now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the irony. If Earl joined the APA today, he'd be a 3.
he'd be a 3.
Right.
Can you imagine that? Oh, but yeah. So I usually I take my losses to heart. If I lose, I'm kind of salty. I like I'm still a good sport. I shake hands. Thank you so much. I'll buy him a drink, all that good stuff. But I'm definitely
Yeah.
salty, especially I'm in my head like, damn, I should have won that game. What did I do wrong? This, that, or the other. This is one of those times I was like, okay, I think if he was his correct rank, I would have had a better chance. Like if I would have had more chances at bat. And I think I'm doing better against higher ranked players because of the handicap.
Yeah. Usually, just in case, who's your captain, by the way?
Oh, the Hammer. That is Tim the Hammer, who was not there that day,
Okay,
nor
I
was
was
the
gonna say.
co-captain. They were
I
in
was gonna say because
Orlando.
that usually falls on the. He's supposed to do a little bit of knowing that because they usually when a new player comes in, they usually have to let you guys know.
Yeah,
and
we
and
were told.
a lot of times we know the same players that play within the same bars or stuff like that,
Yeah.
so
Now,
you probably might have had a little heads up that he was a little bit better than what he should have been.
well, I went in with the Chuck advice, which is don't find out what the rank is, just go in and play and all that shit. So I was like, okay. And then this motherfucker just started running. I was like, oh, okay. I did win a game. It wasn't like a total shit show, like so it was at least somewhat respectable, and I had a decent run on the second table there. But and honestly, I still lost the game. Like I played a really. It was one of those like if I hit it a mile per hour softer, it would have been a perfect safety. But instead, it was a mile per hour too hard, and I scratched. So I gave a ball in hand on the 8 ball. I was like, all right. But it was almost, it was like right there on the rail in the corner and all that, and then it just sank in. It was very well played safety and almost a well played safety, I should say. At least the idea was there. But
I
yeah,
mean, you put up a fight. That's what it sounds like.
I put up a fight. I don't think I played bad. Uh, yeah, I didn't play great. If not, I think I still could. Would have been able to win. But our captains were our captain and co-captain were in Orlando in some tournament at the same time, so they couldn't be there. But actually, we could kind of talk about the importance of having a captain on the team. All right, or like the role that they play, because I'll tell you what, I feel a certain level of comfort when my captain is there and is able to coach me in between plays and during timeouts. When I don't have that luxury, I almost feel like I'm on an island or something, on a deserted island. What do you guys think?
Well, I think it can go both ways. It's like you like your captain. Sounds like your captain is pretty good. For every two people that say, "Oh yeah, I called timeout, my captain helped me," for every two people that tell me that, I have one person that's like, "Yeah, I have to leave my team." Yeah, my captain called timeout when I was about to run out, and cost me the game. Or I know more than my captain; he just hasn't figured it out yet. So there is some of that. I mean, I give lessons to guys that when they first join the league, because the guy is their captain, he thinks he's supposed to tell them what to do. Right. And they already are better than him. They haven't seen it yet, because the guy just doesn't have enough games and enough knowledge. So I have a guy that's just like that now. His captain is asking him what to do. But yeah, you can have good captains and bad captains. You can be a good captain. You can be a good player and a lousy captain. Yeah. I was always a very good basketball player, but I started a team where I was the coach / player. I was a terrible coach. I was the worst coach ever. So some things you're good at and some things you're not at. I was not good at being a basketball coach, and but I was a good player. So you can be a good pool player and be a lousy coach. So it's understandable. Nobody trains APA coaches and says, "All right, this is what you're supposed to be doing." It's just some guy,
Right.
Yeah.
So I think Brian made a good point with that. I don't know if you know, but I've gone to Vegas 4 times with 3 different teams.
Yeah.
So with the one team I went twice, and I coached every single one, and I could tell you that for a fact that a captain does play a big role on it. And just like Brian said, we might have gone up in the final against a heavy hitter. I mean, we're talking about like a 700 and above Fargo. And when we were doing the captain thing, I'm like, man, I'll spot him the 5 on captains. Because, the guy was all about just him. He didn't really care about his teammates that were getting slaughtered.
Yeah, right.
But
right.
he was the captain,
Oh,
and I'm telling you, one timeout, it could really change the whole dynamic of that whole night.
Can make the difference. Yeah, I mean, well, hey, I mean, if we were to switch it over to football, think about how a timeout can ruin momentum, especially like if you're doing like a 2-minute drill.
Not necessarily just the timeout, but like I told you, if your captain would have been there and he would have already known a new player came in, because like I said, there's captains that are, they're there when there's certain players on the teams that say, "I'll say my timeouts." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those are the teams that aren't going to make it to Vegas. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ruben.
Yeah, I like going up against those teams too, where they have those where they call their own timeouts. Especially like a 2. Like, you don't call my timeouts. I'll let you know when I need it. And when it's usually when they call a timeout, I think Brian would even answer this. When they're in between a ball and a rail.
Yeah,
when
good
there's
timing.
No way of making a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ignore that. Just let it go.
Well, whether you're the player or the captain, and you need it, and you have that thought of a timeout, you have to ask yourself, am I coaching or teaching? Because I can remember, I mean, it's been so many years since I could play APA, but I remember guys on my team calling timeouts, and they wanted me to teach them a shot. I'm like, Brian, how do I make? I think I used this example in a couple podcasts ago. How do I make both balls? Because he's trying to make his ball go in after the opponent's. I'm like,
Yeah, that's
I
a
can't
lesson
teach
already.
you. Yeah, that's like, can you teach me how to? Oh, Brian, timeout. I want to dunk the basketball on the next play.
Show me a 360 dunk real quick. Let's
I'm
go.
like, this is not a timeout event. A timeout event is I need to kick this ball. Where should I hit it? Or what pattern should I play from here? Not how do I shoot a draw shot? Timeout.
Safety. Yeah. Yeah.
And I've said this before. The most powerful timeouts, the most effective ones that I've ever seen executed, have been when somebody called timeout and their coach, a good coach, has given them a good safety. It's not usually an offensive play as a result. It's usually somebody calls timeout and somebody gives them a good safety. That's what I've seen.
Yeah,
Because
and not only a safety, Brian, but how about don't go for that ball, go for the other one, because you're going to get in trouble if you make the wrong ball.
Well,
that
pattern
right there
play
is the most powerful time you can stop somebody when they're about to shoot the wrong ball.
Yeah.
Because and patterns, it just doesn't get enough attention.
No.
I work with so many guys doing Zoom lessons, and I'm going to say, without question, every one of them is what I would consider intelligent. And a couple of them are doctors, a couple of them are dentists. And still, I don't care how smart you are, a lot of people, whether it's tunnel vision or lack of experience or whatever, will play bad patterns. So if you get a guy that can play good patterns, you call timeout, and that guy tells you, no, you want to shoot this one versus this one. But it's surprising how many people don't see the proper pattern, or at least the highest probability pattern, I like to call it. So you have a pattern, but then I ask a question. You're like, well, I want to do this, this, and this. And then I just ask the question. Imagine how good you need to be on this second ball to get to the third one where you want to be. And that question usually, solves it for them. They're like, oh, yeah. Because everybody thinks when they're in the middle of running a rack, they think that they're Shane. And I'm like, no, you're not going to stop that. You're not going to stop the cue in that spot 4 shots from now, which is what you're telling me you're going to do. And you're just not going to do it. And but pattern play, you can't blame the player. It's like doing a puzzle. Some people are good at puzzles and some people are lousy at them. And the more of those patterns you see as a result of experience, I think the better you are at picking them out.
And like Brian said, so when I call a timeout, sometimes too, if it's a skill level 2, I'm going to give them the corners of the puzzle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It depends on how that player is, because believe it or not, when I look at the table, I already know where their skill level is going to get them in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So
interesting.
Sometimes they're going to be like, why am I going to shoot that one? Trust me. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to sell out later on. You want to make sure, like, say if there's a stripe blocking an 8-ball, right?
Yeah.
A skill level 2 or 3 is going to want to go for that 1 ball because it's closer to the pocket. And not
Yeah.
only that, they look at it already as a problem because somebody one day told them that's a problem. You got to get rid of the 8 ball is not going to go. So they're going to want
Yeah.
to clear that ball real quick. You see what I'm saying? So the
Yeah.
timeout's going to be do not touch that ball. You guys are going to battle it out at the last ball.
And that's a good message to the 2s and 3s.
Exactly.
You're a 2 or a 3. Don't argue the point. You know, we don't have time to explain to you why you're going to do this, but this is what you need to do. Now, if you're a 5 or a 6, and I give you something, I give you a pattern, and you say, well, this other pattern is better for my game, I'm going to let you shoot it. You know,
Yeah.
so you go ahead. But if you're a 2 or 3, you shouldn't be debating with your coach,
Yeah.
your team captain. It's just no.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Let's not discuss it. You know, I had I had a situation. Everybody's heard about my cousins by now, but I had a situation where I was coaching my older cousins, and they first off, they're uncoachable. I'm just flat out, they're uncoachable. And
Love.
and
No,
well, I love them to death, but they're uncoachable.
no, of course.
And but it was difficult for me to hammer home, no, just do it. And because my cousins are 20 years older than me, so they're like my parents' ages. And I always say, I've said it on this channel, it's hard to gain someone's respect when they've seen you in diapers. So
Yeah, right.
yeah. So but yeah, I finally got them around to, okay, we need to listen to Brian regardless of what we think about what's going on. And then I became a dictator. They were like, okay, whatever.
Okay. They gave you the ring of power, and you went and abused it immediately.
I went nuts with it. So
That's right.
But yeah, it's a battle. It's a battle. Being the coach, listening to coaching, all of that stuff. But you just if you're a 2 or 3, just listen. There's reasons beyond what you think, and a lot of people don't see it, and they're not expected to. But let the experience of your coach, and some coaches also, and a shout out to guys that put together teams for the leagues, whether it's APA, TAP, or whatever. It's not easy to be that coach or team captain or whatever, and you're putting the team together. You might be a 4 yourself. I saw teams where the coach was the best player on the team and he was a 4.
Yep.
So he doesn't know what to do, and his teammates don't know what to do, but they have fun. Because this guy took the initiative to put together the team and be in the league. So you just, understand what you're dealing with and what you have here. Everybody's not going to go to Vegas, but everybody can have fun while they're playing. So
and I think that was one of the questions I asked you at one time. Remember, Alex, is what kind of team was it? Something where you were chosen, or I wanted to kind of get the dynamic of your team.
You mean, I'm sorry, explain that?
Yeah, was it already like an existing team and you joined it, or was it a bunch of buddies from work?
Yes, that was, it was, all right, so I joined APA through the app. I was practicing for a while, right? I was shooting around. I had no, I don't have friends here.
Picked you in there.
And the lead operator picked the team for me, and I just lucked out.
Okay.
I've been with the same team since I started. We've changed our names, but it's the same team, same group of people. Which, by the way, we're no longer the Ball Busters. We're now called Tap These Balls. I mean, can we just call ourselves the Pasco Sexual Innuendos? Can we just skip that? I'd just rather be called that. But yeah, Tap These Balls. I did not pick that name. But anyway, yeah, I joined that team and I just lucked out. I have like I said, I have a fantastic team. I have, and captain, and I'll say the co-captain. Those are both our sixes, and they're both really good pool players, and really good coaches. Although I could put Tim on the chopping block for a couple of bad calls he gave me, but out of the 2 bad ones, he probably gave me like 75 like good coaching tips. Like in between plays, he'll be the first to tell me you're shooting too hard, just slow down. All that shit. And just kind of keeps my head in the game.
Just because a coach calls a timeout, it doesn't mean it's gonna go in that pocket 100 times out of 100 times.
Sure.
Sometimes the shot does not have, especially if that player's gonna buck. You know what I mean? And they shoot it like at 10% and then look at you and say, "You see." That's not gonna work.
Feels like they're missing out a spite. Yeah, I told you it couldn't go. Well, not when you shoot it.
Just let the pride hit. Now the one incident that I can recall where I was like, I called the timeout because I was on the 8 ball, and the angle I had, it was a scratch shot. I was like, and I called Tim over, and I go, okay, if I hit this, it looks like I'm gonna scratch. And then he looked at me in my eyes and was like, that ball will definitely not scratch. You are 100% good. Just put a little something on there, whatever. I said, okay, you sure?
That
because it looks like it's
scratch. All went wrong.
Right?
That's your problem. Yeah, you can't.
And then I scratched the 8.
Yeah.
But how do you
quantify? Put a little something on that.
Yeah.
What?
Especially, what are you, a 4, right?
Yeah.
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 A little
something
something on that. You can definitely make this from half court. What I want you to do is put a little something on it.
Yeah.
And,
put a little
backspin,
and do a little goose thing. You do the goose thing, you'll be all right. Do
a little
goose
something.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah. And some
I think he said. I don't know if he said put a little bottom or he said he did one of those. He's like, put a little bottom on it, you'll be fine. Yeah. And I did what he said. I just still scratched. It was like anybody could see it. I'm like, bro, that's a definite scratch shot. But
yeah, is this your bottom or my bottom or Efren's bottom? Right. Yeah, we have different strokes, and
right.
Yeah, it's we're not going to get the same thing out of the cue ball. Because a little for somebody with a good stroke might be a draw shot, might end up being a draw shot. A little for somebody that has a bad stroke, the ball's still following because they didn't get any backspin on it. So it's but in the defense of the coaches, some situations you just can't coach during a timeout, and some situations, no matter what happens, we don't have a shot here. We don't have something good that's going to happen. And anybody's skill set, there's runouts. I see runouts all the time, and I'm like, Shane's not out from here.
No,
why do you think why are you stressing over this? Because Shane's not out from here. Yeah, you're gonna shoot these 3 balls, and then you're gonna play a safety. But yeah, that's So sometimes there's just not there's nothing that anybody can do, or there's nothing that you can quantify.
No, so, I mean the only thing that could have happened in that situation was that the last ball for both of you, or did he have every ball on the table and everything was tied up? You see what I'm saying?
The other team had the other guy, my opponent. He did have other balls on the table.
You see,
so I could have
as a coach
try to bank,
or you yourself. Always remember you have to pay attention to what their layout is as well, because you're not gonna do a high risk shot where you're gonna scratch if he has an impossible run out. You see what I'm saying? So what you want to do is you want to set up that 8 ball closer to a pocket, either a small bank, to where it's gonna either block some of his balls and leave you open. And save it for another day, for another shot.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
So you basically have to evaluate. If it's the last shot on the table, that's when you basically have to put a little something on it.
Put a little stank on it. And, yeah.
There's also a level of unconscious competence where if your coach was shooting it, they might intuitively shoot a draw shot. So when they look at it, it's not a scratch shot. It's not a scratch shot from their perspective. You know what I'm saying? So if you and I both have a 45-degree cut shot, I'm putting outside English on it just instinctively. So we're getting different results out of the shot. The same shot that's not for position, I'm shooting totally different than you are. And not everybody is conscious of the fact that you're not going to be shooting it the same way I'm going to be shooting it. And,
and what Brian's saying is he's going to be throwing the ball towards the pocket.
That's right. He knows what.
You probably won't be, right? So
exactly. You're just going to try to hit it.
And that's, you know, I don't want to say make fun, but I always point out the GoPro angles. If I show you what I'm shooting with a GoPro, you're not necessarily hitting the ball where I'm hitting it. You know, that's where Brian is hitting it on this particular day, on this particular shot. So I might have high left on it, but you maybe should be shooting it with just follow. So you know, that's just another one of those things. You're going to be doing things differently. But if I wasn't a coach, if I wasn't giving people lessons every 6 days a week, I might not be as conscious of the fact that I'm not going to be doing the same thing you're doing. It's just I see so many people, doing different things, in a given week.
Right.
But yeah, we look at it and we're like, well, why? Because in his mind, it's like, I can't believe he was able to scratch, like because he would do it differently. That's all. He would do it differently.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of coaching, Brian, I am in Vegas, so I might need a little bit of card coaching in a little bit, all right?
Okay.
I understand you have a book. You did a book, right, for poker?
On blackjack. I wrote a book on blackjack.
On blackjack?
Yeah.
Right.
I used to play cards full time, and I wrote a book on blackjack. I haven't received any royalties lately, so I'm not even sure if it's still out there. It was 20 years ago when I wrote it. It was called NWQ Blackjack, and it was. I will probably at some point write an updated version of it, but yeah, it was 20 years ago.
Nice.
Well, I mean, the game still played the same. You could still teach me one or two things.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Or we could do it like
it's funny because a lot of the games have changed. Like a lot of the rules in blackjack to defend against card counting. A lot of the rules in a lot of the games have changed. There's not a lot of double deck and single deck games anymore, and some of the payouts on blackjack have changed, and the public is not educated enough to say we're not playing under those rules. So some of the things that I wrote about, that's why I haven't paid a lot of attention to sales, because some of the things I wrote about are totally different today as far as rules go. But it was good times back then.
Cool.
A lot of fun.
So check this out. While I still have you, I am going to get some commentary on my latest clips.
Okay.
Let me actually switch this over. All right, and I'm going to put us full screen. You guys just let me know what you need as far as, pause, rewind, and all that good stuff. Let's get the party going. Had a good round of clips this week, I'll tell you that.
I'm telling you, there's times when you hit it so good, I'm almost thinking you're sandbagging.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, your fundamentals are not that bad.
No, that's one thing I always compliment him on.
Yeah. I like to see you step towards the shot more, but as far as how you hit it, your follow through and stuff like that,
Here you can see me. I'm
it's
just running.
not bad.
And not only that, he stays down on his shots. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, well,
See, like right there.
because
Look at that.
I've been yelling at him for what, a year and a half or something. Stay down, stay down.
Stay down, piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been pretty adamant about that. That's why I stay down too, is because he's been on me.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah,
Even that shot right there. I mean,
Yeah.
a lower skill player would jump because they're already afraid of the contact.
Yeah. Right, they think the cue ball's coming back at them.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's funny that people that have never shot a good draw shot are the same ones that lift their cue out of the way. I'm like,
Right.
no, it's not coming back.
Exactly.
It's rolling forward, bro. You can stop doing that.
It's not coming back at you. You don't need to move.
See, like, look at that. You're just. I mean, you're doing what you're supposed to do with that whole rack.
Everything was good on that.
I tell you, there was only one thing out that I seen,
Okay.
and that was right at the beginning. If you go right at the beginning, you shot like a power shot to get back to the bottom of the table.
Yeah.
Let me see that right. Look, go back to where you hit that shot, and look how you used a lot of power. And I'll tell you, watch. You see that right there?
Yeah.
That's using a lot of power, but you really didn't get no movement of the ball. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what it is your English is off a little. You're hitting a lot of center ball, but you're trying to force that ball. Look, like this shot right here. Look how easy, because you already knew it had that angle.
Yeah, Charlie Holland.
Right.
Yeah, more side spin on that ball gets it down table with less energy.
And that was the only shot that I seen that, because that right there separates the better players, or if you want to advance, you can't hit balls that hard like that.
Yeah, right. Everybody that I've ever given lessons to over Zoom that plays with me in person, just people that know me from the channel that see me playing in person. They say the same thing. I did not realize how soft you hit the balls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, speed kills on the pool table.
Yeah.
If you can hit them soft, it's like when I'm teaching you to draw shot. What do I say? Hit it lower and slower.
Lower and slower.
People,
you see, like all those shots were just perfect. I mean, look at your catch was
great
just
speed.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But it was just that beginning shot. It's almost like you expected more of that cue ball.
Yeah. Well, actually, okay. So we'll talk about that, because certain times I can kind of, out of all, as far as position play, out of all the shots where I kind of know where the cue ball is going to go, the stun shot is my best friend. I kind of use the stun shot to in that capacity for placement, because anytime I was like, okay, let me just try it. If I try to do top, I'm always off of where the ball's going to go. I can kind of get in a big range, like a quarter of the table, like 25% of the table radius. I could be like, okay, I can get the ball in this area and give myself these options. But like in that first shot that you're talking about, I was like, okay, I need to get to the center of the table. I need to if I hit it with stun, I just have to put a little umph in it, and I'll have a little bit of a chance. But yeah, the minute I try to put side spin or inside spin, all of a sudden I got to adjust my aim and this side or the other. I'm not, sometimes I can do it, but sometimes it backfires.
That's a good analysis of yourself, because like Roobster and I, we may have both played that with low left, and
and once it hits that rail,
kind of touched it, right, to get that position. But you're doing the same thing with a stun shot. You do kind of have to put some pace on it to have it come off of that rail.
And that's why you needed more power, by the way, because you did the stun instead of the lower left, like a small little.
The low left you would have got down table with half the speed, half the energy. But you also, two things. One, all those shots that you're concerned about, you have to embrace those. You have to Okay, I don't know where the ball is going when I put follow on it. Let me shoot a bunch of them. Let me
Yep.
shoot
See what happens.
5 racks of them right now. Also, the line drill. Just put out 7 balls straight vertically down the table. There's not a stop shot in that drill. So you have to shoot follow shots. You have to shoot follow shots and draw shots. And you usually have an angle because it's almost impossible to get straight on each ball.
Yep.
And that'll help you learn where the ball is going to go because it's mostly follow shots. Unless you're really good, then you have a series of draw shots. But yeah, try to do the line drill. You know which one I'm talking about. 7 balls straight down the vertical, down the center of the table. You got to embrace drills like that because they're going to make a world of difference in your game.
Right.
That line drill and the X drill, I think they're game changers. They're just unbelievable. I know guys. I talked to a guy this morning. I did a Zoom lesson with a guy that a week ago he was making 30% of the shots in the X drill. 30%. That's all he made, and he's making 65% now. A week later.
Just doing the
you get 100% improvement on a shot in 1 week. You think I'm gonna shoot a lot of those, right? So some of these drills, people, I don't think they recognize because we're not excited enough about it to emphasize. When I get on a video and I say this is life changing, I'm not bullshitting. You improve your pool game 20% from 1 week to the other because you learned a shot, and now you feel better about yourself, and you're not yelling at your wife as much, and you love your kids a little bit more. It is life changing to improve.
You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can squeeze one more in here.
Yeah, I remember one of my friends, Shane. He says he watched it on a YouTube channel. I don't know if it was you, Brian, that said it, but he said, "Draw for the show, follow for the dough." Was that you?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was actually making fun of somebody else's using that expression.
Okay.
That's a Dr. Dave expression. I don't think he made it up because I think Dr. Dave is good for pool. By the way, let me qualify that before I make fun of him. I don't think he made it up, but he's kind of coined the phrase, draw for show and follow for dough. And the whole point, but the whole point is if you have a follow shot or you have a choice between a follow and a draw shot, you should shoot the follow shot. So on that, in that respect, yes, it does make sense. But every top player is most likely below the center of the cue ball than above the center of the cue ball.
Yep.
So to tell people that draw is for show is really just bullshit. Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm running a rack in straight pool and I run 30 balls and 25 of them I was below the center of the cue ball. Come on now.
Yeah. No, and I'm a 4, and I feel like I draw more than anything else. And I definitely use the top or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I don't want the cue ball going all over the place. Like the more I can mitigate the motion, the better.
Right. And you have more control. I did a video with I showed Pan Xiaoting and just running a 9-ball rack. And I called out every shot she did. She runs 9 balls, and 8 of them were draw shots. Okay, that's not by chance. That's not by chance. That's called controlling the cue ball. So, yeah, expressions like that just totally confuse low limit players. Low ranked players because
you see straight in shot. Someone has a straight in shot, and it'd be like, okay, draw for show, follow for dough. Okay.
It really does. Expressions like that really do confuse
like
people.
a
That's why.
3-inch
Yeah.
draw. Now it's going to turn into a 8-foot follow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So you got to be careful about saying things like that. And he's got another expression that I think it's a generational thing, but I wish I wouldn't hear it anymore. And that is, it's not the arrow, it's the Indian. And that is, first off, I'm not a Native American. Okay.
Yeah.
But if I was, I smack that motherfucker around a little bit because I haven't shot an arrow.
Yeah. What?
We own casinos, bitch.
Yeah, I
I'm
hung with
not
a rifle.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty. That's very racist. Okay, if
Totally.
let's just put it that way. People do not, and I recognize some people don't know when something is racist or not, and if people are ultra sensitive these days, and I'm not an ultra sensitive guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a black guy and I tell black jokes. Okay.
Yeah. No, hey, yeah, it's half the fun.
So don't think I'm ultra sensitive guy. You can say anything to me. But if I was a Native American, I'd be like, who's shooting arrows?
Yeah, right. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So yeah, don't say that, guys.
Yeah. It's not the chef, right?
Yeah.
Or he's like, it's not the ladle, it's the chef. You know, how about that one? That was a little safer.
There you go. Because you're gonna say it around the wrong person, and you're gonna catch the back
scalped.
of
No, it's not. Oh, was that too far?
a well-tanned hand. So yeah, and I do, like I said, I recognize that some things are generational. Rooster and I are old enough to know that we said some things in everyday life that you can't say today. You know, you can't put those words in a sentence anymore without offending somebody. And I recognize that. And you know what? I don't say those words. You know, not because I'm ultra politically correct, because
Just
even
things
people watching
change.
this know that I'm not ultra politically correct. But
Yeah.
but if somebody's going to be offended by it, I'm probably not going to say it. Yeah, but
Is that a
that's
decent
me.
one?
Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh my God, that's not a. And you can cut this out if you want, but this is a
Oh, we're
great
live,
story.
baby.
This is a great story.
Yeah.
So this same person, I'm going to use his name again. The same person about 10 years ago,
Yeah.
when the Revo came out, all right, whatever it was, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it was,
Yeah.
said he liked the Revo so much, and he said, once you go black, you never go back. And he got cards and letters. People are like, I don't think you should be saying that. He doesn't know what it meant. Okay. And so in his apology, because this was on a forum, he was like, you know, I forget if it was AZ or what. In his apology, he said, oh, I didn't realize it was a racial term. It's not necessarily racist, but it's a racial term. In his apology, he said, no, basically what I was saying is it's not the arrow, it's the Indian. Like, did he just take racist and I'll raise you one?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, actually, I think that's my new spirit animal, this guy. That is hilarious. It's not the arrow.
Yeah.
The Indian.
And I'm thinking, well, he doesn't get out a lot. You can tell.
Oh my God. I'm so getting ideas for the thumbnail for this episode. You guys are gonna just imagine.
Please stay on script. There's a reason some people are using the script.
Yeah, follow the teleprompter.
Yes,
you know.
stay on the script, okay? You know,
Right.
and I've said some things on videos.
Yeah.
I've said some things today, But
this is your therapy session. Remember, this is the
it's
channel
my
you
therapy.
unwind.
Exactly.
Shit. I'm worse now.
Felix keeps telling me there's only 4 people watching, so okay, I'll never get back to him.
Yeah, half dozen fans. And we're already getting, by the way, much more love on Rumble than we have on YouTube. So, by the way, guys, if you like what you see and you want to see more, hit like, hit subscribe. I want to steal you for one more play before you go, or do you have to go? I won't be mad at you if you do.
No, I'm good. Let's do it.
Let's do one more. All right. Good. All right, let me get this going here.
Look at that. That's control right there.
It's getting there, man.
See, that's why speed is so important. If you can hit the ball soft, you can play those types of positions. If you have to slam it, then you can't. That is
right
just
there as well.
That's really good stuff, man.
Dude, holy shit.
No, I'm serious. Look at that. Right here, you're going for the wrong ball. That's why.
Oh, okay, I fucked up there. Okay, all right. So let's
tell you why.
Yeah, talk to me. Where are we at here? Okay, so I'm on the rail.
I already seen you going too close to that other stripe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're taking the shorter angle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you actually got lucky that you weren't too close to it, but it was a danger.
Ah, okay.
But if you followed the 13, the orange stripe,
yeah,
the same way you did that one, you see, you're not as too close to your work right there.
And on top of that, you have an offhand shot here. You're going to reach it because you're on the 7-foot table. Yeah, but this is if you play the 13, you don't have to reach.
On you right there.
Yeah.
That's a foul?
If you don't have the reach on that, then if you played the 13, you would not have to reach on that.
Exactly. You would actually had a better shot at the next ball.
Yeah, because look,
watch
you
this
can't.
Shot. Yeah, it's a iffy shot.
Yeah,
if
we were playing against you, I would have been like, I don't know about that one, guys.
It kind of looked like it kind of looked like the side of the cue is kind of pushing the ball.
Yes, look at it.
Okay, I'm gonna slow it down.
It may, it may not be a foul, but it looked like the cue ball came off of the rail and may have touched the side of your ferrule.
And in APA,
like there.
that looks a lot better now. But in APA situations, you want to avoid that kind of stuff. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't want a team calling you out on something like that.
Right. Take the referee out of the game here.
Exactly.
Understood.
Yeah. But yeah, that 13 for a number of reasons. First off, you're not all the way up on that stripe, and you can reach it. So you want to be conscious of those what I call offhand shots, where if you were left-handed, that shot's not bad, but if you're right-handed, you're leaning all over the table. And also, at some point, you should have got on this other ball earlier. Yeah. This is one of those.
Got on it, but see, that's the ball that would have already been out of play.
Yeah. This is that's one of those balls that when I'm sharking my friends and cousins, I tell them, well, that ball's going to be on the table at the end of the game.
You did good, though.
That was not a bad shot. I mean, you missed the shot, but to get on that ball,
No, you made it.
To get on that ball was pretty good.
Yeah,
you made it in the other pocket, but it went in.
I had the right idea, but I had the APA luck a little bit.
Yeah, but Forrest don't get on that ball. That was
a good shot. You had the right mindset.
Yeah, absolutely.
And look at the power you use on this. Look at the power you used on that. And look how much that was. Ball moved.
No, that was other than missing the shot, and it looks like you might have got up a little quick on it.
Yeah.
But,
it's the adrenaline.
Yeah.
And then getting on the 8 was, that's where I'm happy.
Yeah, that's where what I call I'm about to do something special. Something special is about to happen. And so you end up missing the shot. But no, you definitely your speed, your follow through, your staying down, all of that. Even on your break, keeping your cue down on the break. Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You saw that golden break, right?
Yes, we did.
Ooh.
And Felix,
Oh,
some of those recommendations, you ought to see where the balls are at and line them up, and then shoot them the way we say, and so you could see the difference.
Yeah.
yeah. No, these
Just recreate it.
Yeah.
So we have
recreate
it.
'em, and then shoot the 13, and then you'll see what we mean.
See
by
the
that.
difference. No, I think that's a wonderful idea. I will be doing that. That's actually part of the reason why I want to have the setup like this. Because now I'm gonna start releasing, like, this is for Rumble. It's uncensored. We can be racist and talk about Indians and black people. No, I'm just kidding. But we and not be worried about getting censored. But when we get to the pool clips, I'm gonna cut them down and I'll put those on YouTube. But they're gonna start having commentary. Like I told you, the algorithm's been kicking my ass. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm gonna scale back. That's why I'm actually moving towards Rumble. Because I get way more interaction, and I'm gonna try to focus on more quality instead of quantity. Like force myself to post shit over and over. But yeah, all right. Are we keeping you at this point, Brian, or do you have time for another one?
Yeah, let's shoot one more. Let's do one more.
Let's do one more. Okay,
If you have a clip,
I do.
They got excited for you saying one more.
One more. Let's go.
Let's go.
See that shot? You kind of rattled it a little bit because I think you kind of took it for granted. Don't.
Yep.
Every shot is like the one to win the U.S. Open. That's the way you got to look at them all.
Understood.
Because you only need to miss once. Well, I would have liked that 11 before this one.
Yeah. Was there a reason why you drew it back? Look, go back real quick.
For that final outcome.
If you would have just done a stop shot, then you would have had that one in the side.
Yeah. So let's one more.
Right there.
Here.
You see?
Yeah.
Just a nice stop shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see me, I do put a little draw on it, but I hit it too hard. I drew it way too much. Yeah.
So
that backfired. That was my intention, was to get on that. That's the 11, right? Yeah. So
yeah. So the 11 in the side would have been. I mean, you managed to get there here, but I don't want to have to shoot this shot. So you talked earlier about your dependency on stun shots and if especially if you have that kind of dependency, you want to be shooting flawless stop shots.
Yeah.
I mean, especially from that distance. If you're overdrawing it,
nice combo.
It can be from your cue, from your improved stroke. I always say when you improve your stroke, your stop shots start to turn into draw shots because you're just hitting the ball better. So
that's a fact.
Yeah, it's like you always compare it to, you got a superpower, you don't know how well you're hitting it. So this is not a bad run. Well, everybody knew that you were going to scratch there, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. So
well, that was to clear the table. So I think that was my last one of the day. Yeah, but
I can dig it.
Yeah, man. But so if you noticed, no failed runs in this batch.
No, you did good.
These are all big runs from yesterday. Now, hey, I definitely had some failed ones during practice, but I had much more runouts here, and these things are starting to come together like Voltron.
I'll tell you what. From what I see, Alex, you're like one little nudge away from being a 5.
Yeah,
you may be playing. I would think you are a 5 at this point, but you just gotta log those wins and stay focused and play. Threes are really threes.
Yeah. Do you think if I make it to a 5 that Roopster will call me Felix from now on instead of Alex? Will I get the respect? But no,
We'll get your name right after you become a 5.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you don't have a name. You are a maggot until you make it to 5.
Five is for Alex, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
Felix.
Nah, but yeah, right. Who gives a shit? But so, all right, okay. So I do have another one, but I am not keeping you guys against your will. We can do another one if you want, or we can wrap up. It's up to you.
I can do one more. I'm a little over, but I'm good. I'm good for the next 5 or 10 minutes.
5 or 10 minutes. All right, let's see what we got here.
Wow, nice shot, Felix.
Jeez, I'll take it.
Yeah, when you do something right, you'll be Felix. When you do something wrong, you'll be Alex.
Yeah, Alex, what are you doing?
Go, Felix, go.
Lieutenant Dan. Sorry, maybe that was inappropriate. I'm sorry.
So this is
we're on Rumble.
What do we have? Okay, I see where we're going here. So I kind of like the fact, originally I was wondering why you left these 2 stripes here, but you got like a double key ball thing going, which is not bad. My concern is, well, we'll see what you do.
Yeah, we'll see how much power he puts on this one.
Yeah, but to get from, those 2 stripes that are down on the left-hand side of the table, it's not easy to get from one to the other than to the 8. You don't have a legitimate...
Right there, you gave yourself a really bad angle to get to that other one. That's why, right there.
Yeah, so this is... That's all I can tell. You were playing zone there, but it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah.
And this too, right? This was like, oof, what am I doing? It kind of falls apart.
Well,
go on.
That's why I was concerned about these 2. I just did not see a pattern that went from that ball to this one. Looks like maybe it's the 15 to the 8. But you made it work. You just don't want to have to shoot big shots.
Ooh, this is the shot right here.
This is the shot right here. What's happening? What's happening?
Side pocket.
Yeah.
Woo!
Kind of wish that out of the pocket.
Feel it.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Yep, that was me right now.
All right, gang. Well, I have to jump off, but it's been real.
It's been fun.
All right.
Be good, guys. Be safe. I will see you soon. All right.
Be excellent to each other.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. What was that?
You say bye to Alex and Felix.
Alex, Felix, both of you guys.
Rooster, don't go anywhere. But Brian, God bless. Follow Brian on FX Billiards. Look him up on YouTube, guys. Take care, boss.
Yeah, it's fun doing the show with you, Brian. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure, and enjoy yourself out in Vegas. I'm headed out there in November for the Formula One races.
Nice.
Hopefully I'll make it out before then, but it should be good. All right, guys.
All right.
Peace out. Later. All right, man. So you and me.
Yeah,
go on.
Felix, I'm going to tell you why it's working. All right.
Sure.
If you want to put it back on our.
I am going to bring it back.
Yeah.
Let me bring it back to the top.
So the reason why it's working, and it's a very big key, is that you're staying calm. You see what I'm saying? You're not overthinking the shots. You're not beating yourself up if you got in a bad. Like me and Brian could see that you might have been off. You should have been over here. But I like your demeanor on how cool you are about every shot. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's huge in your game.
This is funny. I think the cue goes almost to the exact same spot by the time I'm done. Yeah, holy shit. Like
Look at that. That is a perfect. See, right there, like a nice little draw stop shot, like a
Yeah,
little stun. But
that's
see,
where I
if you
messed
would have
up.
drew
Oh
it,
yeah.
but
If
the
I would have
combo
drew
was
it where?
perfect.
If I would have
If
drew it
you would have
where?
done just a little stop shot, then you
Oh, right
wouldn't have
here?
had that shot over the ball, over the rail. Yeah, right
Instead,
there. Look.
yeah. Instead, I did
What
a
happened
follow.
is it followed it. Yeah,
I follow for dough. No.
you see. But see, now what
Yeah.
happens is you're on the rail, though. But still, it worked out because I know you comboed it, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't have had a shot over the rail though. And I'm telling you that shot right there to stay on that pocket, that's
Yeah.
not easy to do.
Oof, and
So
then,
many
what a
times
setup.
it's so easy for it to go and end up in the short rail, and then you don't have a shot at all.
Yeah, no, I hear that shit. So let's see here. Boom.
But I'm telling you,
And-
I like how you're staying cool with every shot. That helps you out a lot. Cause see, you're learning a lot, right? On shape, position, and all that.
Yeah.
If you would have been overthinking of where you should have been, I think that's what would have got you in trouble.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I would definitely have yeah, like
So yeah, don't overthink everything. You know what I mean? Like everything, like I told you last time. I mean, you have to learn how to crawl before you learn how to walk, before you learn how to run. There's steps to everything, and I think you're doing the right thing with everything you're doing right now.
oh man, God bless. I definitely appreciate that. Well, I think I have one more play here. And
All right.
we can actually exit out of this one because then I gotta go to work. But guys, if you like what you've seen, I think we're down to 3 followers. Please hit like, subscribe, follow, be our second follower of the day. That'd be wonderful. But yeah, let's check out this last clip. Let's see where we're at here.
Nice. See right here, you got options,
Yeah,
which I mean, it's all preference. You got a nice a shot right there. You know, you weren't shooting over a ball. You had plenty of room. Nice. I like that shot right there. Did we see this one already?
I think we did see this one. Let me actually. I'm an idiot. I was like, yeah, we just saw this.
Because I'm like,
all right, this looks
yep,
familiar. I
that's where
remember
you're
the
gonna
setup.
land.
Yeah, and then I ended up doing that. Okay.
Oh my God! Oh!
All right, here we go.
All
This
right.
is it.
It's like my deja vu kicked in with I'm like I've seen that.
Yeah, it's like
layup
we saw this shit. Great start, shitty finish, but a finish nonetheless. So that's good. You know, yeah, I remember this.
Nice. Look at that. That right there. I'm telling you, you are doing really good with those little short draw shots. And what's helping you with those is that you're staying down on your shot. Your
Oh my God, I
fundamentals
wish
are really good.
I wish I could find
What
the
kind of
short.
cue are you using, by the way?
Let me see, dude. It's. I don't even think it has a name on it.
That looks like
And
my
it's like a
first
different
cue.
shaft.
It was a green McDermott.
Yeah, let me see. Actually, if I can, I'll find it and I'll tell you later. It's so bad, embarrassing. I had a Nick Varner, the red one. I called Darth Maul. This I know this one is Luke Skywalker, but I don't even think it has a
Just
brand name on
the
it.
green. The green reminded me of my green McDermott that my first purchase ever back in 1992.
Yeah, and it's even a different shaft. Like everything. It's
Ooh,
all.
this is the shot. I want to see what you do with this one.
Yeah, again, just
got
bad.
yourself in
I hate
trouble
bad
on that
shots
one.
on the 8. Yeah, I hate bad shots on the 8, man. That's like, I hate it.
I think you're good.
There we
freeze?
go.
I think it froze on my end.
What? It froze?
Yeah, it froze on my end unless it was just me. But if you want to replay it again,
Let's see what happens here.
just in case it didn't play, because I did hear it drop, but you were still not shooting.
Hey, you can see it now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yep. You're stroking. Oh yeah. Nice. That's a nice controlled shot.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
I'm telling you that. Jeez, you're shooting really good.
Well, it happens, man. I've been trying to shoot at least like 2 to 3 hours a day, like when I can, and like 4 or 5 days a week. You know.
And I'll tell you what separates the 4s, 5, and 6s is knowing your patterns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I
knowing
like
your
the fact
patterns.
I like the fact that you're just shooting calm. You're basically doing everything where it's just another shot to you, like the way you shoot it. I know everything changes when the match is going. It'll be interesting to see how you actually play while you play during a match.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of recording yourself?
During matches?
Yeah.
There's a couple of videos I have that are recorded matchups. Yeah, like even
like the recent ones, because you've improved a lot.
The thing is I get really weird about recording. Like, actually,
Well,
let me rephrase
the
that.
reason why is because I want to see if you play with that same calmness.
Oh,
you know
no. I'll tell you that right now.
Because believe it or not, I mean,
no. I get jittery, I get nervous.
I've even heard Brian talk about it while you guys were doing the shows before.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, there's something that just separates players. I mean, there's a guy that I knew. He was I mean, he could have been a strong 7 and a strong 9 in APA, right?
Yeah.
But if he gambled for $1, he couldn't run 3 balls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you have to gamble, but I'm saying is that the pressure comes in the same way when it's competitive.
Yeah. No, 100%. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like, now that is why I'm in APA, and when I want to get into more and more.
What is it that gets in your head as far as are you thinking about just the pressure of everybody watching, or not trying to disappoint everybody?
There's not disappointing the team is always the big one. That's the biggest one. Disappointing the team, and also like embarrassing myself. Obviously, now I think I'm exaggerating a little bit because, listen, before this week, you saw what happened. You know what? Like I beat a 7, I beat a 6.
You've been shooting. Yeah, you've been shooting the last final shots, all that.
Yeah, and again, even this last Wednesday, this is a rank 3 that it was his first day on the league, who didn't even know, you know what I'm saying, but he could shoot. You know, and I said, in my opinion, he's going to be a 5 no time, 4 or 5 no time.
And I'm going to tell you what's very dangerous to have in your bag.
What's that?
Is that demeanor that you show on that, where you're calm. I'm telling you that would, I mean, it'll scare a lot of your opponents because they don't see anything wrong with anything that you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
And when you show that much, control, I mean, when you're playing against somebody else, I'm telling you, it helps you out a lot.
Oh man, I'm gonna keep that in mind. And you know, like
I mean,
have
you ever played a guy that's just like, say he breaks and he's all mad because he didn't make a ball?
Yeah,
and then he misses a ball, and then he's mad because he missed that ball, or he's mad because he didn't get perfect on that spot. See, that right there already, it's a weakness. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you show it right there, whether you're calm, you overroll it 5 balls, but to us, we don't know that. You should shoot the ball nice and comfortable. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm telling
I
you,
get in that zone in practice.
yeah, that kind of stuff, it really rattles an opponent because he feels that you're in the game, and if he's rattled, he feels like he's not in the game. And
that's
it's
the
part of
advice
the
of the
mental. It's part of the mental game, by the way.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's the best advice of the day that I'm going to walk away with today, as far as keeping my cool and
Keep
keeping
your
that
cool.
demeanor.
Because I'm telling you, that's why I asked, what do you really look like when the match is? But if you keep calm the way you are right here, and it's basically what you're seeing right there. You know, just take it as another shot, take it as another practice session. And and I mean, just keep in mind, we're not all professionals. You know what I mean? Everybody's gonna miss.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody misses.
Even Eford misses, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, you
once in a blue.
If you watch the video, he missed an easy shot on me, an easy shot.
You know what? Actually, how about this? I have to get to work, but and you're in Vegas. But when you're free again, we'll actually let's make it within the next day or two, maybe even later today if you want. We'll do a watch along of that video because with us commenting on it and shooting shit. And if we can get Chuck involved, that'd be even better. It would be all three of us. But if not, if it's just us two, that's totally cool too. But I want to. I refuse to watch that game until it's with all of us. I'm like hyping myself up over it. It's like the fact that you played him. I was like, holy shit, that's a big deal.
I'll be back on Sunday.
You'll be back on Sunday. Okay, yeah. All right. I got church in the morning.
I'm an early person, even though I haven't slept in over 24 hours right now. On Sunday, come Sunday, I try to be out of Vegas before 8 o'clock.
That's when the blow is really good. No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Let me again, if you made it this far, please consider hitting like and subscribe. It'll help the channel tremendously. We're brand spanking new to Rumble. So far, I love the platform. If you want to see more, click like and subscribe. Mr. Roopster, where can the folks find you?
If they're not picking up all those little nuggets of information to improve their game,
come on.
I mean, there's a lot of information in these videos.
Yep, but, and it's not all about angles and hitting the spot. Go on, I'm sorry.
You can find me on Roopster760 on YouTube. And
that's right.
That's basically it.
At Roopster760. Make sure you guys check them out. You can just look up channel Starface or SithLordFelix either on YouTube, Rumble, on Twitter.
And Brian on FX Billiards.
Brian at FX Billiards. Look for he is definitely on YouTube. And of course we can't forget Backyard Billiards 101. Make sure you go on his page today. Wish him a happy birthday. Chuck made it to the tender age of 97 years old, and he is still playing. So wish him a happy 97 today, and let him know that the folks over at the Barbox sent him. But
and by the way, Brian is this far from getting to 100,000 subscribers.
Ooh, come on. Brian's at 100,000 subscribers.
Over 70,000. Oh, yeah, 70,000 subscribers.
Yeah, so far, the Barbox over here, Channel Starface Billiards, has 1 follower. When can we get 2? And I'm pretty sure that 1 follower is me. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, but don't go anywhere, Roopster. We'll still chat for a second. But, guys... Until then, until next week, God bless you all. Keep practicing and stay safe and all that good stuff, and we'll see you next week. Take care.